Guess who's back? I'm kind of on a roll. I'm filming this, I think, almost exactly a week from when I filmed the last video, which, judging by my little radio silence, that's pretty good. But I'm assuming you read the title, and who would have guessed I'm talking about mental health again? Because I have issues. Where do I even begin? I'll begin with another content warning. In the description, it'll be there too, but yeah, I'm gonna be talking about depression. If you watched the last video, my most recent one, I will definitely be getting into heavier topics than I did last week. If that kind of stuff makes you uncomfortable or is potentially triggering, please click off this video. If I look like shit, it's because I feel like shit. I have just not been feeling great. I truly get what mental illness is. I feel like mentally ill. Sick. I have a cold of the feelings. I don't know if that makes any sense. I seem like a total attention whore. Posting 2 consecutive videos about how I need fucking help, but not actually getting help. But I'll talk about that. And I also, I tried so hard to come up with something fun or just literally anything else to film, but I just can't. I just can't stop thinking, and it's keeping me up at night. Genuinely, I'm not sleeping. I looked in the mirror right before I started filming this, and I was like, wow, I look like I haven't slept for days. But I'm sleeping pretty much the normal amount. In my last video, I didn't look this tired. I'm a disaster. If I keep looking down, it's because I wrote an outline for this. So I absolutely hate asking for help for a lot of reasons. But essentially, the reason why I feel the need to sit down and film a video about this is because it feels like a loophole in my logic. If I reach out to someone and say, hey, I've been having a really hard time, I feel guilty as fuck. I just can't, I don't feel right doing it. But if I post a video publicly to the internet and a friend happens to see this and is like, hey, you alright? It feels less like I'm crawling on my knees asking for someone to help me. And I don't know if that's strictly a pride thing or what, but, and you know that it's really unsound logic if I can explain the loophole for my own personal logic and I'm still going through with it. So I know that some of my friends do watch my videos, so hi, first of all. But also, if you're wondering, why didn't she just tell me about it? Besides the reasons that I already mentioned, how am I supposed to bring this up? Hey, nice fit. Have I told you that I really want to fucking die? I can't think. I'm so overwhelmed with self-hatred right now. I can't even properly think. I need to refer to my outline. Oh my god. So, to start at the beginning, because there surprisingly is a beginning to this, I had this thought the other night, and it's part of the reason why I felt so bad, particularly today, because I thought about it and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and it's that I had one of those classic, lying in bed, you're about to fall asleep, and then you have a buried memory pop up in your head that you wish you forgot forever. But I had one of those, and I suddenly remembered when I was in preschool, we were all sitting in a circle and they were about to give us snacks, and I have no context for anything else that happened this day, but I was sitting there with my head in my hands, and I was saying like, oh my god, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, like just like saying really mean things about myself out loud, because apparently I've been talking to myself like audibly since I was 4. But anyway, the point is that somebody heard me, said to the teacher that I was saying bad words, because at the time, like, stupid was a bad word, and I didn't get snacks for that day because I was like swearing. And then there's another similar memory I have from first grade, where I think the context was like we were filling out just some like sheet that we were both taking notes on, and like answering questions on, and I was first grade, what is that, like 6? Obviously I wasn't thinking, but I wrote like I hate myself so much or something on it, and the teacher ended up calling my parents when she saw that, because obviously you're a first grade teacher and you're seeing a little girl do this, like that's concerning. And I remember having to talk about it with my parents, and I think I remember lying about it. I don't remember what the lie was. I think it was something like, oh, I was just writing down something I read in a book, like something weird and fucked up like that. It basically led me to this spiral, which is never good, obviously, but like, if I have hated myself that much since I was a little kid, if I thought that I was so undeserving of love at even like 4 or however old I was, like, obviously I'm not gonna feel deserving of anything growing up. Like, if those feelings have been just festering in me for the past however many years it's been, like, of course I'm gonna have issues now. Then I started kind of thinking chronologically, like, about my history of depression, I guess. Like I said before, I started seeing a therapist when I was 11. I started taking antidepressants when I was about 17. And for those of you who, like, know about medication stuff, you're not supposed to take antidepressants at too young of an age, but I did stop growing when I was 9, basically. I'm really short. But also it was kind of a necessity. Like, I was thinking about it chronologically, and I never actually called myself depressed until I was like maybe 15, when my therapist first said it to me. And I think it was mostly because I felt like it was disrespectful, I guess. Because, I mean, even then I knew that, you know, you could feel depressed but not be depressed. Because depression is also just a feeling you have. And then it's like capitalized D, depression, when you have like, oh, it's been ongoing for 2 weeks and you have these symptoms and blah, blah, blah. I think the big thing is that, like, I never felt like I had a reason to be depressed, and then that meant that I couldn't call myself depressed. I never said that I was depressed, even though I obviously was. I had hella issues, besides the fact that I was a 6-year-old writing I hate myself on pieces of paper. I mean, looking back retroactively, like, that is objectively not normal. Like, no normal kid who's just sad is doing that. Or I hope not. Is that, maybe it is normal and I think I'm just special. I don't know. That kind of ties in with the asking for help part that I talked about, because there was, besides the fact that, like, I don't know, I felt like I didn't have it bad enough or whatever, I also didn't want to admit that I had a big problem, because obviously if I tell myself, like, I'm just having a bad week, then I won't feel like I'm self-sabotaging by not saying anything to anyone. But I mean, obviously some part of that is pride, like not wanting to be seen as weak or needing help, even though a part of me knows that asking for help isn't weak. I just feel like knowing everything that's happening inside my head, that I should be able to not need help, I guess. I don't know, I think some subconscious part of me thinks I'm gonna get like ridiculed for asking for help or something, but I also just generally feel like a burden, as one does, but I feel like I'm wasting everyone's time just by being around. So then asking someone to take the time out of their day to listen to me like feels like I'm asking for too much. I feel guilty when people care about me for that reason, I think. There are obviously a lot of reasons why I feel like that, but I do think a lot of why I feel guilty about people caring about me is that I feel like I'm not worth it. I just hate myself so much that I would rather just have a horrible month than try to talk it out with someone. I've already lost my train of thought. Like, I can't even fucking think. So then I'm like stuck in this loop where I'm like, I know that I can't keep living like this. Like, I physically, mentally cannot. But then that means if I want to get better, I have to rely on myself. This is where I was really like getting stuck on when I was thinking about this, because it started with those memories and then I spiraled, and then this is the part that gave me nightmares is that no matter how much I tell myself that I want to be happy, another part of me, equally as strong, is too scared to be better. 'Cause, I mean, clearly I've been like this, like, my whole life. And I'm scared of what I am underneath it. 'Cause I don't exactly know what's there, and I don't like what I do know about. I guess some part of me feels like being depressed makes the asshole in me like simmer down or something like that. But obviously, like, there's moments like when I am out with friends, or God forbid, I'm enjoying myself for like a couple hours. I always get home and I feel bad about it. Like, I shouldn't have had a good time, mixed with remembering things I said that I feel like I shouldn't have, and just feeling like I annoyed everyone, or like I shouldn't have gone in the first place. I'm just scared that if I'm not thinking those things all the time, like if I'm not constantly second guessing myself, I'm gonna become someone I don't like. And the way I am now, like sad, but usually keeping to myself in my head, is better than getting in the way of people's lives, I guess. I don't know what it's like to be okay, and I don't know if I do. But at the same time, I don't know what to do, because as it stands right now, I'm living like week to week. I can't really imagine what I'm gonna be doing past things that I know for sure. There's just nothing that I want to do. Like, I know that I'm on co-op for the next 6 months, so I'll finish my co-op. And I know that I have a class this term, so I'll finish my class. And I know that at the end of this week I have an event, so I'll finish the week so I can go to that event. But, like, I don't know what I want to do anymore because I haven't really wanted anything for a while. I just don't know what to do. So yeah, that was a winded way to say that I hate myself. And yeah, I would say hope to see you guys next week with like a fun video, but let's be real, I'm probably just gonna be sad again. So